Previously on Adequately Advanced Magic.
Kia, you thumb through Nova's little booklet, and you realize that Nova has been doing tarot card readings of the various denizens of the neighborhood. Professor O'Malley, he had the devil card, which represents temptation, addiction, and materialism.
Officer, no! Someone screaming help from inside that house.
This photo is a lot more worn and older than the others, and in it you see a very fat and ugly gnome with nerd glasses.
I want to examine the books on the bookshelf.
As you pull out the photo album, the bookshelf slides open. You suddenly feel like there's a pair of eyes looking at you.
Is it coming from the statue?
You look back at the statue, and its head is turned towards you.
Are you both seeing this, or am I hallucinating?
I'm seeing it.
And we're going to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Welcome to Falcon's Reach, a city in which magic is technology. You're listening to Adequately Advanced Magic.
Oh my god. Alright. That was a 19.
I also got a 19.
Nice.
7. It's penance for all those good rolls.
The clay statue of Professor O'Malley lurches towards the three of you. And we're going to start with Deb. I like to imagine that throughout the, in the live action / animated version of this, there's no indication that the three of you guys know how to fight. We're just like
bumbling around, like
yeah, and then this scene starts, and then like Deb just pulls out like knives, and then
all right, girls, unleash hell.
It's like, I always knew it would come to this.
Man, I feel like a woman is playing.
Kia and Deborah, the two of you have just emerged from the secret door and are about 10 feet away from the clay statue. Vivian, you were investigating one of the bookcases, storage shelves, over to the right of the golem, and you're about 15 feet away. Keep in mind, there are magical items on the shelves.
So, Deborah, in a manner that is perhaps more practiced than you would think, runs up, and as she runs up, she pulls out 2 weapons and kind of does like a ninja, like a Naruto run towards the clay statue. And because she is a dual wielder, one is a rapier, one is a short sword, and she's gonna do a double attack.
Ooh.
And she jumps in midair and is like, yeah! Alright, that is... Does a 14 hit, Joey?
A 14 hits.
Oh, nice. So that is a 7 damage of the piercing type, I believe. And then with the short sword, so that's a nat 20. It would be way better if it was a sneak attack, but we'll have to make do with... So this will be 2d6. Have to pull out the dice. Oh my god. So that'll be 5 damage.
You stab the clay statue, and it harmlessly bounces off its hard exterior. It just bounces off one of the 10 packs.
It really is hard. So I also have the mobile feat, which means if I make an attack, I won't provoke opportunity attacks from a creature that I make an attack against. So I move back next to Kia.
Yep. Your non-magical weapon appears to do nothing to the clay statue.
Ladies, this thing seems a bit hardier than you'd expect for something made out of clay, which sounds pretty hardy to begin with.
All right, and it's Vivian's turn.
Let's try using our words. So I rub on my pearls, releasing a bit of dust, and I say in a commanding voice to the golem, leave.
This is command.
Command, yeah. You save against 15.
The clay statue actually has advantage.
Oh no.
So on its first roll, it rolls a 6. On its second roll, it rolls a 14.
Yes!
Okay, do you do anything else on your turn?
I would also like to look through the shelves.
Okay. You rummage through. Go ahead and do another investigate check.
I got a 3.
You find just a bunch of junk, really. There's some old mugs.
What's on the mugs? Is there any characters on them?
Yeah, it's a very cute cat.
Nice.
Meow.
It's the clay statue's turn, and the clay statue of Professor O'Malley is going to move 40 feet away, and he moves over to the back wall of the room.
Oh, he's not just gonna leave? That sucks.
No. Kia, it's your turn.
Well, now the golem is very far away.
Sorry. I thought he would just leave this place.
I will, I'll go post up down by the middle right bookshelf and also rummage that one a bit.
All right. You head over to a different bookshelf, and you begin rummaging. Go ahead and do an investigate check.
16.
You rummage through the storage shelf, and you find a magical weed whacker. But for our purposes, it is a +1 magic short sword. Do you do anything else?
I think that's my max. No, I guess I could move more, but I'll hang out there. Just sort of wait for this guy to get unscared and walk back around.
Mm-hmm. Deborah, it's back to you.
Yeah, well, I also want a treat, so I'm gonna go to one of the other bookshelves that the other two haven't gone to and rummage around in that.
All right, which one though?
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out how to describe it for audio. There's one to my left, right? So I'll check that one.
Yeah. You head over to the bookshelf on your left and go ahead and do the investigate check.
All right. It's a 12.
You find a very mysterious magical bag.
Ooh. I really hope it's not filled with bees. Am I able to open it on my turn, or would that be another turn?
Yeah, we can say you peek inside. You peek inside and you see that it's a bunch of manure.
Ugh.
Well, is it magical manure?
You dump some out, and it appears to be. It's just there's more.
It's like endless manure.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, I feel satisfied with what I've found. What about you two?
I found a cup. There's a cat on it.
I just playfully swing around this magical sword. The smile on my face.
It's a weed whacker.
Yeah.
Sorry, a weed whacker.
Wait, is this basically like his garage? Is this just full of all of his yard work equipment? Are we gonna find a magical bag of mulch soon next?
Possibly. Spoilers.
Is that what I found, basically, or?
Well, manure is different than mulch.
We're close, though.
Vivian, it's your turn.
Okay, first I'm going to go down to the shelf below me and rummage through that.
Just
Yep.
go and
Go
look
and
for
do
stuff.
your investigate check.
Investigation. 9. All right, I'm not investigating any of this shit anymore.
You're an investigator.
That was your free action. You still have your normal action.
Okay, so for my normal, my regular action, I use my action to look through the shelf.
Okay. Go ahead and do another investigate check.
I got a 19.
You rummage through the shelf and you find a little jewelry box. And inside you see that there's 3 rings of similar make, but it does not appear to be particularly useful right now.
Cool. Can I put on a ring?
Yeah, you can.
Just
you
to
can
feel
start
good
putting it
about
on.
myself.
Yeah.
I put a ring on my pinky finger.
Yep. There's a period of attunement, so
Oh, I thought they were just like, I thought you said they weren't useful because they like had nothing in them. I get that you have to attune. Okay, useful right now. Okay, well, I put on the rings just to feel pretty.
you feel great. It's Claybro's turn, and he's gonna move up 40 feet back into the middle.
All 10 abs are coming towards us.
Oh, he can actually. Just kidding. He's gonna dash towards Kia.
Oh no.
And that's it for him because his speed is 20 feet. All right, it's Kia's turn.
Kia dashes into battle. Not actually dashes, she just moves normally to the golem. And attacks it. Not with the weedwhacker that she's probably not attuned to, but with her fists.
I think you could probably use the weed whacker.
Is it count as a full sword or a short sword?
Short sword is what I think I said.
Okay, then I can use it. Sure, I take the weed whacker to the golem.
I mean, if you want to use your fist, I don't know what you were doing.
You rev up the weed whacker and go ahead and do your attack roll.
+1 to
So
attack,
loud.
or +1 damage.
The +1 means +1 to hit and +1 to damage.
And damage, okay, nice. Alright, I weed whack away at the golem. That is... Why am I sitting in the dark? That is a 22.
A 22 hits.
Alright, and that is gonna be 9, I guess, magical slashing or piercing damage.
Yeah, you chop off some of the clay. It flies off.
Kia laughs maniacally as clay splashes up into her face. She plans to bathe in it later.
What?
It's clay. It's part of a self-care routine.
Oh, yeah.
She slashes again.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry. It's an unarmed action. Unarmed attack after the slash. She punches. That is a 16.
The 16 hits.
That will be 7 magical bludgeoning damage because my key and powdered strikes are magical.
There's some sort of magic tech system here, but I'm too lazy to explain its existence.
What would you say for that? Through many years of a very rigorous self-care routine as part of her yoga and immersing her hands in a Magitech spa substance, Kia's hands have taken on they've just become infused with Magitech, so that naturally the strikes themselves have a certain extra character to them.
Nice.
They're so
One
moist.
of the 10 abs flies off.
All right, we're making some progress. We gotta get more of those abs.
1 down, 9 to go.
Yeah.
I will look deep into my not key, but we'll say Magitech. What's the equivalent of like a Magitech battery, and can a person have one in a way that makes sense?
Yeah, there is like Magitite canisters, which is a whole different system that we mostly ignore now.
The tiny Magitite canisters that are woven into my clothing, of which I have 10. They're definitely not key points. I expend one of them and activate just a flurry of blows. It pumps the Magitite directly into my bloodstream, and I just start going shit on this thing.
We did it. We explained it.
I take 2 more strikes. 2 more arm strikes.
Well,
Hit 1 is a 12.
a 12 does not hit.
Sad. The flurry of blows continues. Second one is a 14.
A 14 does hit.
All right. Smashing into the clay, Kia lets loose a lifetime of rage and does only 5.
Guess you weren't not that angry.
Only 5 additional damage.
The clay is so relaxing. It's helping to mitigate some of the anger.
Right? It's a difficult push and pull situation here. However, upon hitting with one of my flurry of blows, I force the statue to, we're gonna say, I make it so it can't take reactions until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And this isn't even a roll. So I impose that condition on it, and then I skirt away, back towards Deb.
You tumble roll 15 feet away. Deb, it's your turn.
All right, Deb's like, I think I know what to do. And she throws the bag of manure at it. The magical bag of manure.
What
Right,
now?
I said what I said. Deb throws the magical bag of manure at the clay man.
Yeah, you throw poop onto it.
Ha
Well, I guess you should do like a dexterity attack.
Nothing magical
right.
happens.
I don't know. I thought I might poison it or something with the magical poop. Let's see. A magic. I feel like I'm probably not proficient with bags of manure.
For throwing poop,
I do it all the time.
I would say it's just like a dexterity ranged attack.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Improvised dexterity ranged attack.
I don't think I have proficiency in improvised stuff though, so it'll just be what it is, you know? It'll be an 8.
The poop slides harmlessly in front of the clay statue.
I feel like that was my action, right? Deb is gonna hide now behind one of the shelves. It's a bonus action.
Go ahead and roll your high check.
Alright. That is a 23.
Yep. And it's Vivian's turn now.
I am going to run over to my friends and I am going to grab their hands and kind of, before I do that, rub on my pearls and say, just remember the power of our friendship. And I will cast Bless,
Friendship.
which is concentration spell. So whenever you attack, you get to roll a d4 and add the number rolled
Nice.
to the attack. While I'm over there, I'm also going to ask Kia, hey, can I have that sword? A lot of my attacks require a weapon, and I left mine at home. / don't have one for this character somehow. I only have armor.
Huh.
Kia.
What? What?
Kia.
When I built the character, like where it was like items you have, it only like you was like pick weapons or armor.
What? That is not what happened when I made mine, but we can talk about that later.
I think it's because I'm a paladin, so like I come with heavy armor or something.
Kia is a little bit hesitant to part with this amazing weed whacker because she really enjoyed just carving through the clay of the golem. But she feels very confident about her fists, so she somewhat begrudgingly hands over the magical weed whacker to Vivian.
I'll give it back to you. I think I built my character wrong. Nice. I end my turn.
All right. It's the golem's turn, and it's going to move up 15 feet, reaching Kia, well, the three of you guys. But Deb is slightly hidden behind the bookshelf.
Wait.
And it's going to make 2 slam attacks.
It's gonna do its first attacks.
You see, so we're on like turn 4 or something. The statue of Professor O'Malley rears back and prepares to punch. In its first attack against Kia, it rolls a 23.
Oh no.
That's rough.
Dealing 19 damage.
Oh no.
And go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 6.
Your hit point maximum is reduced by the amount equal to the damage taken.
Oh no.
Shit.
The reduction lasts until removed by the Greater Restoration spell or other magic.
Oh no.
For its second attack, it's going to target Vivian, and it rolls a 9. Its clay fist slides off your armored pantsuit. And Kia, it's your turn.
All right, Kia took that hit like a champ, but she's feeling a bit rough. So she is going to become even more enraged and run back up to the statue and really just start wailing on it as heavily as possible. She takes her first strike. All of her strikes are unarmed now. That is a 22.
22 hits.
7 magic-infused bludgeoning damage.
You punch it.
She punches again. A natural 20.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That will be 11 magic-infused bludgeoning damage. And then she spins another canister. She keeps punching. Because that's what Kia does. That is a 22.
Years of experience
Right.
against Kai.
Exactly.
Whoa, what's going on
Just imposed.
at your house?
Just superimposed Kai's face mentally on the skull. On there.
What kind of domestic violence is going on in your life?
We'll talk about that later.
That's right. That's a topic for
That's
later.
5 Magitech infused bludgeoning damage, and then she uses that to force the statue to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
It rolls a 3.
It's knocked prone, if it can be.
It can be knocked prone.
All right, it's on the ground. She punches the thing on the ground with her last fury of blows. It's a 24.
Nice.
24
I
hits.
guess I get prone is advantage, right? Advantage on melee
Yeah.
attacks. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get pick for nat 20, which I did not get, but it's still 22. So that's the 24. That is 7 more. 7 more Magitech infused bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
Nice. How many abs does he have now, Joey?
About half the abs are knocked off.
I like this marker of HP, the number of abs that it has left.
Kia, you just wail on the golem and you do a little, leg sweep, knocking it prone. And it's Deb's turn.
So Deb is sort of at a loss for a moment. She's like, nothing I'm doing is really affecting this thing. What is this? What about this? And she almost completely forgot, because she's never used it before, but she has this special dagger that mysteriously just showed up one day in the spot where her husband died, and she takes it out, and it looks weird. She feels like some sort of weird energy emanating from it, but she figures she has nothing to lose. And in a scene that's very familiar to her, almost deja vu like, with this shirtless man laying on the ground, she jumps up and emerges from her hiding place and stabs it in the chest with the +1 dagger. And I think I got double advantages in a thing, but it'd be totally cool if it was. It's technically an unseen
Automatic
attack.
nat 20.
Come on. That is okay. That is an 18.
And 18 hits.
All right. So with the +1 dagger, which I don't know if it's magical, but I'm assuming it is because it's a +1 dagger. Yeah,
Yep.
that is one of my starting items. So it's 1d4. Okay, so 1. And then this is a sneak attack. So then I roll, what is it at this level? I think it's an additional 5d6. All right, so initially it takes 1 damage. Then it takes, let's see, so that'll be another 27 damage.
Wow.
And I think something bad happens to me when I use it, but, it was worth it.
You stab repeatedly the clay statue on the floor with this dagger, and as you do, you hear whispers in your ears. It's the voice of your deceased husband.
Uh-oh.
It says, Dad.
What?
Dad.
No, shut up. Deborah covers her, closes her eyes and covers her ears and sort of spasms a bit.
Vivian, it's your turn.
So I did just figure out how to add a weapon. Should I give the weed whacker back?
No, you should use the
You
weed
should
whacker.
definitely use the weed
Yeah.
whacker.
Okay. Sorry. When I was
It's been
building-
implied that it's immune to normal attacks.
So I am going to attack with a short sword and use Divine Smite. I roll a 16 to hit,
A 16 hits.
and I get 8 damage. In Divine Smite, when I hit with a melee weapon, I get to expend 1 spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage, plus 1d8 for each spell level higher than first. So I'm going to cast it at 3rd level. So I get to roll 2 more d8. Okay, so 30.
All right, describe to me the death of this clay statue with the weed whacker.
Oh.
With the
So-
weed whacker.
I kind of rev it up once or twice, and I say, Usually I hire someone for this. And then I kind of just stride forward, unafraid and unashamed, and plunge the spitting razor of death into the creature's abs, making sure to run it back and forth to destroy any remaining muscle tone through the stomach, and it pops out the backside, cutting it in half.
Yeah, it splits in half, and each of the two sides looks sort of like a chubby gnome with acne.
Oh, that's sad.
The clay spreads throughout the floor.
Deb is like, just kind of still not paying attention. She's just like, I had to do it. I had no choice. What? Why is there clay everywhere?
Deb, snap out of it.
What?
Remember the lessons we did? You just have to breathe and concentrate and really try to find that inner peace.
Right, yes. Through the hundreds of sessions we did. Okay, all right. And Deb does some of the deep breathing that she learned with Kia during the dark times of her life.
Aww.
Why she didn't see a therapist, nobody knows, but yoga was just as good. I'm calm, I am centered, I am repressing, and it's repressed. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, I'll say.
That was some quick thinking with that weedwhacker, Vivian.
Oh, I mean, it was all Kia. Kia found it.
Yes, but Vivian, I knew it would find a better home in your arms.
Thank you. I'll be sure to return it later. Oh, I want to give, because there's 3 rings, so I want to give 1 ring to each of my 2 friends.
Oh my god, it's like Joey maybe planned this.
We can all be cursed
you,
together. Yeah.
All right, cool. I put on my special friendship ring.
Kia somewhat more hesitantly also places her ring on the.
It takes a little while to attune.
In the meantime, let's dig through this mess of clay on the ground.
Kia, you rummage through it, and you find a key.
Ooh.
Carefully pocket the key.
Yeah. As you do, you see that there is a door at the end of the room.
Oh, wait, this is important, and it's an important retcon. Deborah still has the wooden duck with her.
I mean, I thought you always did.
Yeah, I have to have one, always.
That was never in question.
Right. I just want, the audience needs to know. Well, we've come this far. Girls, if you asked me this morning what I would be doing today, this wasn't really on the top of my top 10, but I'm glad I'm doing it with the 2 of you.
I'm glad I'm here too. I just wish Charlotte was out here, walking free, destroying shirtless clay men alongside us.
Well, I mean, I respect you as a friend, Vivian, but I certainly wouldn't want my children involved in anything like this. This is much too dangerous for them. My sweet angels. I bet they miss their mom right now.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Well, we can look through a few more of these drawers, or we can go forward. We're back. I guess we could go home. Call it a day.
I mean, we come this far. Home's not really an option.
Right.
Fair.
I mean, if I recall, there's probably a bunch of police waiting for us outside, so I think forward is most likely the best option.
You both make very valid points. All right. Onward.
Well, we gotta put the key in the door, right?
We just stand there. All right. Well, Kia. Key. Yeah, okay, Kia has the key.
Yes. We go towards the locked door.
The 3 of you head over to the locked door. Kia, you insert the key into the keyhole, and it slides open, revealing a somewhat confusing scene.
All right, confuse me, Daddy.
In the back part of the room, you see that there is a pedestal, and on top of it sits a very shiny French press. Tied up and unconscious on the floor is Celeste. Standing nearby is Professor O'Malley, and as the 3 of you enter, he has a look of surprise on his face, and then he says, "Oh, hello, ladies. I can I can explain everything.
It's not what it looks like.
Celeste and I we just like to tie each other up.
It was the consensual BDSM all along.
Yes. What? Could you leave my house, please?
Professor O'Malley, you know the rules of our neighborhood code of conduct and ethics committee. No unauthorized BDSM is allowed in the cul-de-sac.
You're right. I'll send the appropriate paperwork to the committee next time. Could you please excuse me this time?
I look over at Celeste. Does she look like she's vibing with the situation?
She is unconscious.
What, Professor, do you have a first name?
First name,
Do I have to call you Professor O'Malley? I'll just call you O'Malley.
Vivian says, so can you explain? I'd really be thrilled to hear how you would explain all these secret chambers and enchanted statues and magical artifacts. I'd really love. You can't just claim everything is a BDSM chamber.
But yes. You guys are on my property.
Are we? I mean, it seems like we've gone miles. Technically, I think this belongs to the city. I don't even know where we are anymore.
No, this is my house. I think you guys should leave.
Oh, Professor, I suppose we always could simply take our leave, but you know what with the secret chambers and the cries for help and the clay statue monster, we're awful tired. I'm feeling particularly rough myself, and maybe just a little bit of a, like a quick pick-me-up, I think, before we leave would be helpful. What do you say, girls? Anybody fancying a cup of coffee?
As long as Celeste gets to, wake up and have one with us.
Of course, but I mean, I see there's a fancy French press over there. Wait, perhaps we can all just make ourselves a cup.
Yeah, maybe a nice coffee and a chat. What do you say, O'Malley?
Wait, don't touch that. I have no coffee beans. My grinder is broken.
Oh, that's weird. Wait, I can't just make stuff up.
I've got beans. I do have some incense from my studio. Maybe not coffee, but at least maybe make a little bit of fragrant tea to calm the nerves after such an exhilarating journey.
Actually, I do have some rations in my backpack. I think those have some coffee beans for the road. They're not the best quality, but, I feel like a nice coffee and a sit-down chat about whatever is going on over here would really do all of us good. And maybe we won't have to get anybody else involved.
I agree, right, Viv? I mean, wouldn't it be a lot easier if we all just sat down and talked about what's going on rather than maybe some sort of an expose on neighborhood BDSM practices happen to hit the airwaves?
Yes. We can save that for, potentially a season a season premiere. I'd be happy to have a nice friendly chat just between the four of us.
Professor O'Malley backs towards the French press.
Kia advances menacingly towards Professor O'Malley and the French press.
I think I do as well.
I guess I follow.
Professor O'Malley says, don't hurt me. And he hides behind the pedestal.
Well, that'll just depend on how you answer some of our questions now, won't it, O'Malley? Since he's hiding behind the pedestal now, I'm gonna try to get closer to Celeste.
Yeah, she's been roughed up a little bit, and not in the fun, sexy kind of way.
This looks anything but consensual. O'Malley, this poor girl's hurt and unconscious. No, explain yourself.
She was trying to rob me.
Your story's changing.
I mean, sexily.
Oh, okay.
We were role playing.
And she ended up unconscious. I try to wake her up.
She stirs a little bit. Meanwhile, Kia and Vivian, the two of you, are standing in front of the French press.
Can I grab the French press?
Yeah. You reach your hand out toward the French press. You grab it, and it shudders a little bit. And then an elemental being emerges from it.
No, what have you done?
Does it smell fresh?
It smells fresh. A ghostly blue smoke emerges from it, forming into the shape of a man. And the three of you recognize it as a genie. He's wearing a corporate suit. He has his hands in his pockets, and he's just like, oh, hey, sup?
Oh, but he doesn't look like someone we know. He just looks like it's like a recognizable figure of a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hail and well met, sir. My name's Deborah.
Nice to meet you. Sam.
I try to shake its hand.
He is corporeal, so.
All right,
Yeah.
I shake the Ginny's hand.
I say, hello, Sam. Vivian Latouche. Care to explain what's going on here? This is quite a situation.
Sam turns to the three of you and he says, oh, yeah, so, yeah, I could explain some things, I think. I've been keeping pretty close eye on this neighborhood. Kia, Vivian, and Deborah.
Ooh, he knows our names. Wait, no. Two of us introduced ourselves.
As you know, I am a genie.
Yes, we all know this, of course.
Well, you see, I live in this French press. Don't ask me how I got there. It's a long story.
Fair.
In any case, whoever owns the French press, I usually help them out with small tasks like making them look beautiful or improving their garden, stuff like that.
Of course.
My previous owner actually didn't use me at all.
And who was your previous owner?
Rob, down the street.
Oh.
You see, one day, Professor O'Malley here went over to Rob's place, and recognizing my French press, it's very shiny, borrowed it, and then never returned it.
O'Malley, you know the bylaws of our community forbid stealing each other's possessions as I, sort of hide the wooden duck in my bag.
It seems Celeste over here heard about this, and she wanted to get the French press back for Rob.
Well, how kind.
She is a very sweet girl. Pats her on the head.
There.
Anyways, what can I do for you ladies today?
I guess first, can you explain why Celeste here is unconscious, beaten to all a heck, and just tied up on the ground?
Sam sort of crouches down at a cowering Professor O'Malley. And he says, well, you see, Professor O'Malley here wasn't lying per se. Celeste did come to rob him, even if it was for a good reason.
Ah.
Professor O'Malley crawls over and is like, could you just let me keep the French press?
No. We're not done yet.
Yeah, we'll get to the matter of the French press. I need to know. Okay, this doesn't explain fully then the tied up part.
Sam sort of stands behind Professor O'Malley and he says, well, what you see, Professor O'Malley caught Celeste snooping around, and there was a struggle.
It's all starting to make sense now.
And what were you going to do to her, O'Malley?
I haven't thought that far.
Could have just reported the robbery to the police, but no, you brought her to your secret weird chamber and tied her up here. That seems a little... No, that seems a lot suspect.
Well, nobody can know my secret.
Which is what? That you're a fat, ugly man masquerading as someone with a 10-pack? We've seen the selfies.
We saw all of the selfies.
Professor O'Malley curls up into the fetal position and begins crying.
Kia laughs at him.
Oh. Vivian feels pity for him.
Deborah feels no pity for this. She says, well, another question I have is, you said you've been watching the events going on in the neighborhood, right?
Yes, that's correct.
We initially didn't really come here in search of what O'Malley was doing to Celeste. We were going to question him, but I think maybe it would be more useful to question you. Vivian's daughter here, Charlotte, is in a spot of trouble for murdering...
Yeah.
A friend of ours, Nova, and...
Against her will.
Yeah, we suspect there is some foul play at foot, and so we're trying to figure out what's going on. Nova may have predicted as much in her tarot cards, and so we've been looking into the different people in the neighborhood, but maybe you have some insight on what's going on?
Yes, I did see that. So very sorry to hear about Charlotte. How about this? I'm getting sort of tired of being in this French press. Rob didn't really ask me to do anything, and all I do is make this guy. I just give this guy an 8-pack.
So you're saying he had a 2-pack before?
If you destroy the French press, I'll tell you guys anything you want to know. Feel free to discuss amongst yourselves.
How do we know if he's malicious? For all we know, he's the one who compelled Charlotte to kill Nova.
That's true, but I mean, that could be true of anybody, or maybe somebody asked him to do it.
But this person seems to have fairly unlimited power.
Yes, but I feel that if he was that powerful, he would have maybe freed himself or a while ago and wouldn't have just sat around giving this guy plastic surgery for the last 10 odd years or so.
It's true.
I mean, like, we could always ask him for a few favors before setting him loose.
That's fair. I have no problem with setting him loose, but, you know, I wouldn't mind getting something out of it.
I mean, I just want to know what happened to our friend and free my daughter, but I also don't want to unleash this vengeful, all-powerful spirit upon the neighborhood.
In the background, Sam is just like, his hands are just like, bruh.
All right.
I kind of whisper, let's test his character a bit.
All right.
I turn right to Sam. I say, Sam, it's clear that Professor O'Malley here has been violating the codes of Emma-Sirius Lane and it clearly abused poor Celeste here. So is there some sort of other realm of eternal torment that you could send him to?
Unfortunately, not in the bylaws.
Ah.
I'm pretty sure that's actually in your HOA agreement if you were to read it.
Yes, well, I have a request, and I think this will really test your character, and I think we'll feel pretty confident moving forward if you complete this. Yes. Replace every hydrangea in this neighborhood with a chrysanthemum. That is my request.
All right. He crouches down, puts his hands together, and rubs them. And then he stands back up, and he says, all right, done.
Is there a way you could show me?
No, you're going to have to go outside for that.
That's too much work, and there's police out there. Oh, can you make the police go away?
That I cannot do. I do not control the minds of others.
I don't know. What do the two of you think?
Actually, can I cast it? Okay, I want to do a detect good and evil and good, but I'm assuming that is there like a differentiating marker between something that is evil and something that is good?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
So you cast it again?
Yeah. I rub on my pearls and I say, well, just to be sure. And I cast it.
You detect that he is an elemental, and that is why he is like popping up. Like he and the French press are popping up. He's definitely not an aberration, fae, fiend, or undead. Or celestial, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, seems he's not an aberration, so I vote to destroy the French press.
Well, Vivian, is there any favor you want from him before we do that?
Something we could do to make our predicament go away. By our, I mean my. I mean, it truly was my fault. What if... You say you won't control the minds of others? What about if you were to cast some sort of illusion? Does that also fall under your code of mind control?
No, illusions are fair game.
What if you cast an illusion of some sort of third-party perpetrator leaving the house, somewhat obviously, such that the police could see them, and then we could... And also kind of gussy up O'Malley, and we could bring them out and act like there was a robber, and we'll all get out free in terms of our reputations.
I mean, I was just going to sneak out the back door if it came to it.
Well, he's already seen my face, so plus a bit of hero worship might yield fruitful in our investigations.
What are you asking? Like, if he makes an illusion, what is the illusion exactly?
I guess a robber, like a stereotypical cartoon robber that goes right in front of the police. Like black and white uniform, like mask over the eyes.
He once again crouches down, puts his hands together, rubs them for a little bit, and he stands up and he's like, done.
Amazing. Ladies, I think we're free to leave.
Suddenly you hear a lot of gunshots outside.
Whoa. Yeah, but I feel like we're all good. Probably nothing went wrong with that. All right, I'm itching to destroy this thing.
O'Malley, I suggest you leave with us as a victim rather than, be considered a potential perpetrator of this assault against our dear friend Celeste.
He's still crying on the floor.
All right, well, he's useless, just like every man.
I feel sad for him.
I don't. He's just using magic plastic surgery. If he really wants to look like that, he can go to Kia's gym.
But if you're that vain, if you have like hundreds of selfies that you put around your house, it means that you're sad.
Figuring out how to get at the root of Professor O'Malley's self-image problems could be the next campaign that we do.
That's true. I guess.
Is it the whole training arc for the next 3 episodes?
It's gonna be great. All
right, I just pick him up by the scruff of the neck and drag him with us.
Well,
he can be a victim.
I think we need to
He
destroy
just
this
doesn't
thing.
need to talk about it. I thought we were going to destroy it at our own house.
Oh, I was just gonna do it now.
Oh, okay, Rock. Go ahead then.
All right, I do it.
How do you do it?
I'm like, well, I guess here, is this right? And I just like throw it on the ground.
It's made out of metal. It just bounces.
All right, I get my hammer out and start
I'm
whacking
gonna speed
Yeah.
speed things up a little bit.
right.
It does bounce back up again, and then it just like explodes.
Knew it.
Sam still sticks around, and he says, "Oh, thanks." Anyways, what did you want to know?
So, we were very interested about some recent events here on Emisaria Lane. You may have been watching a murder which took place a few days back of our friend Nova by what appeared to be Vivian's daughter, Charlotte. We're just wondering if there might have been any third parties involved or other external forces that might have compelled her to do such a thing.
Yes. Well, just know that if I answer this question, everybody here will be in danger.
In danger from who?
Well, that's the question, right? Are you okay with that?
Well, I feel like maybe we're in danger anyway if there's somebody who's just committing acts of murder in the cul-de-sac or in the neighborhood.
Agreed. The truth is always a better danger to undertake.
Right, but my kids won't be in danger, right? They're not here.
I mean, we've already been putting ourselves through a lot, and I'm just saying we can't be any more danger than my husband's going to be in danger if we don't wrap this up pretty soon. So
Wait, what?
let's go ahead and get the truth out of this guy.
Wait, what? What?
I love how, it's like... Deb was abused, and then Kia is actually the abuser.
Yeah, there's some things to unpack, and we can get to that. We'll get to that next time. All right, well, yep, do it. Lay it on me.
All right. Sam stands up and heads over to a nearby window, and he points out.
I look out.
He's pointing at the Rodriguez's house.
Ooh.
The being in that house is the one responsible for your friend's death.
Our friend Nova?
Yes.
What
I don't know. What if
Go,
it was like,
give Deb a little bit of side eye there.
what other friend died?
I don't know. I wanted to. What if it was like some sort of clever? What if we had some other friend that I don't know? Well, wow.
Anyways, you guys take care. I'll check you guys. How's the real estate on the street actually?
Well, there's a house available now.
Property value is at sky high. Oh, so can we count on you as an ally in our investigation against the Rodriguez household?
You see Sam shudder a little bit.
What are you so afraid of?
He grimaces. He pulls out a little notepad and writes down something, and then he hands it to you.
I read it.
It looks like a bunch of gibberish. Sam just says, "If you need me, call me." And then he disappears.
How do we do? Oh, he's gone. Okay.
We need you right now. Your handwriting sucks.
As he disappears, Professor O'Malley becomes ugly again.
Well, I feel like that all worked out well for everybody. Well, except
Well,
for him.
Except for him, yeah.
Kia continues to laugh mockingly at Professor O'Malley.
Deborah kind of like hoists up Celeste over her shoulder in like a fireman carry.
Everybody go ahead and do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Everyone gets +3 on saves.
Oh, that's right. Because
All right.
you're
here.
You're
A
here
paw.
with us.
Paladin.
Yay.
Ooh, nice. That's with the additional +3, that's a non-natural 20.
I got a 15.
I got a 14.
A couple of different things happen. Vivian, you grab Professor O'Malley by the scruff of his neck, and you begin heading out. Alongside Kia, the two of you begin to head out. Professor O'Malley has stopped crying, and he has a blank look on his face. Deborah, as you hoist Celeste over your shoulder, you feel a peculiar compulsion.
Uh-oh.
A voice in your head tells you to stab Vivian and Kia.
All right.
Do it, Mitchell, do it!
Deborah very slowly pulls out her +1 dagger and kind of like in a trance sneakily starts following her compatriots.
You sneak behind them. And as you sidle up right behind them, you raise your knife and prepare to stab. Hey everyone, this is Joey, your marginally adequate dungeon master. Thanks for listening to this episode of Adequately Advanced Magic. We should be good to go for the next episode in 2 or 3 weeks, so be sure to check that out. Join us next time as Kia, Deborah, and Vivian confront their pasts